At Cognite, we believe the companies that will win the race of utilizing their industrial data to drive outcomes are the ones who win on the shop floor with their data. This competition and these outcomes will not be found in the cloud or in data centers, but by the users. In the industrial world, industrial data has been around since we started on factory floors. But as people have had digital tools to look at that, the delays built in are not because the data isn't there, it's because the operators can't trust the data. And so they have to get many layers of approval and processes in place to make sure that everybody's on board and everyone agrees with that data. At Cognite, we believe that by building a contextualized knowledge graph, industrial AI and industrial data systems will be able to provide deterministic, trustworthy answers. And that's how industrial companies will win the battle with algorithms and AI. Up until now, a lot of digital work with industrial data has been with dashboards. And the reality is dashboards just tell operators and engineers data that they can find on their own. At Cognite, we believe the jump with agentic AI is moving away from showing someone what's going on to instead offering opinions, offering ways forward. An example of this is at Cognite. We're working with a large pulp and paper manufacturer to provide their mill operators and plant managers with a way to understand what happened over the weekend, what happened overnight. And when they come in, of course, they could get all that data on dashboards, but instead they're provided with the data, they're provided with options. And when they select an option, they're provided with some of the busy work already provided. That's that movement from dashboards, which are just pulling data directly, to industrial and agentic AI. Throughout the years with digital transformation, industrial companies have become skeptical of the technology ecosystem. There have been lots of promises of massive changes that haven't materialized on the shop floor. At Cognite, we believe the way to build that trust is to work with our customers and with the industrial sector to co-own business outcomes, to focus on the actual impact to their business, not to talk about the technology or to talk about all the different ways that we can combine their systems together, but instead to say, what are the problems we can help you with? What are the outcomes that we can co-create, co-build, co-work together to give, and then how can we work together to make sure that those outcomes are actually being realized and actually being felt in an industrial company's P&L. What we've seen is that with the disruption of AI and agentic AI, that executives from around the industrial world are being challenged by their boards and by their shareholders to do something with AI. And there's plenty of suppliers out there who are willing to help them do something. What we believe at Cognite is the difference is focusing on outcomes. And I know that sounds simple or obvious, but it's not always so obvious. Instead, we suggest identifying what are the problems that continually nag and impact your P&L and your operations, and what does a good outcome look like? On top of that, what does a good outcome look like at scale across your organization? Focus on that first. Identify what matters to your business. Then discuss the solution. Then we co-create, we co-build. And what we've seen is in times of disruption, in times of pressure on accounts and pressure on finances, the programs that survive are the ones that are focused on meaningful impacts, that know what good looks like as an outcome and are tracking their impact against it.